Hi everybody, and welcome back to Mr. Francy Reads. Very recently I did a book challenge called the Do I Have That Book Challenge, and I had a lot of fun filming it and you guys had a lot of fun watching it seems. So therefore, when I found out that there is a part 2 to that challenge, I just couldn't resist. So today we are going to do the part 2 to that challenge. Once again, welcome back to Mr. Francy Reads! Yes, hello and welcome back to Mr. Francy Reads. It is wonderful to have your company again today as we go into part 2 for the Do I Have That Book Challenge. So today's challenge is entitled Do I Have That Other Book Challenge. So I did pretty well last time. Don't know if I'm going to do as well this time, but let's see how we go. Once again, there are so many questions. I'm not going to put them on the screen because there are just way too many. So you'll just have to cope with me saying them out loud. Alright, let's get right into it. Prompt number 1. Do you have a book with a fox on the cover or as part of the plot? And my answer is yes, I do. It is this book. The Boy, the Mole, the Fox, and the Horse. And the fox is on the cover. And the fox is a main character in this book. Prompt number 2. Do you have a book that was published the year you were born or within a 3-year radius? Yes, I do. And that would be this book, Misery by Stephen King. I am showing my age here. I was born in 1986. This book was published in 1987, so it counts. I cannot believe this book is only 1 year younger than me, but there you go. Prompt number 3. Do you have a book with music as a weapon or magic? I don't. I have read a book that had musical magic as a weapon. That was, oh my gosh, I honestly don't remember what it was called, but it was a book by Rainbow Rowell or Rowell. I'll put an image of it up there. I read this book very early on in 2020. I borrowed it from the library. I just never purchased a copy of it myself, but I don't have it on me, no. Prompt number 4, do you have a series with mismatched covers? Okay, so with this one, I'm going to refer to my favourite series of all time, which is deceivingly heavy. It doesn't look like they're heavy, but they're really, really heavy to hold. And that would be the Mistborn trilogy. Okay, mismatched covers. I'm referring to the height difference. As you can see, book number 2 is a lot taller, or is taller, than books 1 and 3, and that always annoyed me because when I prop it up onto my bookshelf, you can clearly see that they're not all the same height, and it just really, really annoys me. I wish I'd paid closer attention to the dimensions of Well of Ascension when I purchased it. Question number 5. Do you have a book with a shapeshifter? Yes. New Moon by Stephanie Meyer features a character that shapeshifts into a werewolf. Actually, not just one, but there's one main character at least, and then several others. Question number 6. Do you have a book signed by the author? I do not, but them's are the breaks when you live in Australia and the majority of authors that you love are American. It's just the way it is. Prompt number 7. Do you have a book with a mostly red cover? Yes, I do. I've Got Your Number by Sophie Kinsella. I've been wanting to upgrade this edition for the longest time, but the better edition that I love is way too expensive. But hey, this edition helped me fulfill the prompt. Everything happens for a reason. Prompt number 8. Do you have a book between 287 and 306 pages? Ooh, we're getting specific here. But yes, I do. And that would have to be Love Simon or Simon versus the Homo Sapiens Agenda by Becky Albertalli. This book is 303 pages long, so it falls within that ballpark. Prompt number 9. Do you have a book with a main character who wears glasses? Yes, I do. To Helvetica I'm Back by Paige Shelton. Our protagonist, whose name I think is Stella? Claire. Why do I keep doing that with this book? I keep calling her Stella, but her name is Claire. Maybe Stella's another character in another cozy. Anyway, Claire is our protagonist, and she does, yes, indeed, wear glasses. Prompt number 10. Do you have a book with a title that has the same number of letters as your first name? I do! Twilight by Stephanie Meyer. There are 8 letters, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yes, 8 letters in the word Twilight and 8 letters in my original name, which is Francois, spelled Francois. So, yes, I do. Prompt number 11. Do you have a book with cybercrime or technology? Yes, I do. And that would be this book, One of Us is Next, by Karen M. McManus. Now, this book features threatening texts as well as an SMS game, so it does fall under that category. Prompt number 12. Do you have a book written in another language or translated into English? Yes, I do. The Shadow of the Wind by Carlos Ruiz Zafón. This book was originally written in Spanish. This edition has been translated into English. And it took me forever to locate this book. You guys, I know where 99% of my books are. I played a challenge, I think last year, How Well Do I Know My Bookshelf, where I filmed in another room and I had to guess where my books were. And I think I got most of them right, but I always know where my books are. It took me 10 minutes to track down this book because for whatever reason, it was up here with my horror books. This is not a horror. It is oh goodness me, what is this? I think it's historical fiction. Yeah, it is the one historical fiction that actually works for me. Aside from the one I read recently, The Lost Apothecary. This one definitely works for me. But, yeah, originally written in Spanish. I love it. I've been wanting to continue on with the series for a while. I just haven't yet. So hopefully it's something I'll get to soon. Prompt number 13. Do you have a book written by an Asian author? I do. Legend by Marie Lu. I read this book last month and I plan on reading Prodigy next month. I was going to say this month. Next month. I love this dystopian series. Prompt number 14. Do you have a book with a moon on the cover? And I do. That would be this book, The Heroes of Olympus, the Son of Neptune. I'm going to have to go in really close. The moon is there. There you go. Prompt number 15. Do you have an illustrated children's book? I do. You guys have probably seen this box right here in a lot of my videos. It's been moved around every so often. Right now it's right there. This is an assortment of the majority of the Beatrix Potter children's books. I've pulled out book number 1, which is The Tale of Peter Rabbit. And I love this. I actually found this, funny enough, this entire box I found at a garage sale, and it was on sale for like $10, which was a bargain considering the classics that these books are. I found it recently. And yeah, to make my point that it is illustrated on the inside with the original illustrations, which I love. Let's find a picture. Peter Rabbit. Yeah. So just really, really cute. I do plan to get to them one day. I just have so many other books that I want to get to. These are really short, so if I have months where, well, actually like this month I could have used it, but where I have really long books, these books would be great as little, refreshers to read these little books. But yeah, that's what goes in here. Now you know. The great mystery has been solved. Prompt number 16. Do you have a collection of fairy tales or myths? I do. The Little Mermaid and Other Fairy Tales by Hans Christian Andersen. The point being, and other fairy tales. So there's more than just one. Yeah, and love this book. It took me a little while to get used to how harsh these fairy tales are because they're classic fairy tales. But yeah, I do. And it's a Mina Lima, for those of you who are wondering. I love my Mina Lima editions. They are usually sitting up here. Prompt number 17. Do you have a sci-fi or fantasy with an alliance between races? I do! And I love this book. I read it so long ago. I want to read book 2 on audiobook. I listened to book 1 on audiobook. So if you know where I can get book 2 on audiobook, please let me know. Book 1 is called Bot Wars by J.V. Cade. This is a middle grade sci-fi, and an alliance is formed between good robots and good humans. So, really, really fantastic book. And so many other really fantastic themes explored in this book. I highly recommend it. For those who don't, who are scared of sci-fi and too much sci-fi terminology, pick up this book. It's really, really, really easy to read, and trust me, you will not regret it. It is amazing. Not enough praises given to J.V. Cade for this book. And I really want to listen to book number 2, which is on the back there. It's called Meta Rise. So if anyone knows where I can find Meta Rise by J.V. Cade on audiobook, please do let me know. Prompt number 18 is, do you have a book with a narrow front cover, a paperback with a front cover that is slightly trimmed shorter / narrower than the rest of the book? I do or did, but can't seem to find it now. I really don't like books like that, and I thought it was my romance books, but apparently not. No. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I thought I do, I thought I did. I have experienced them before. I'm not a fan of them. For me, I much prefer for the cover to go all the way through and not to stop 3/4 of the way through. So I don't like them, but I can't find it. So we'll move on. We'll call it a no, and we'll move on. Prompt number 19. Do you have a book that includes the first chapter of the sequel? I do. Animorphs Book 1, The Invasion by K.A. Applegate. At the back of the book, the second last page, features an excerpt from book number 2, The Visitor. Don't want to show that for too long because it might contain a spoiler. And finally, prompt number 20, do you have a book with a broken spine? I do. Ironically, the second book in that same series. Animorphs Book number 2, The Visitor. I have had this book since I was in primary school, or if you're American, elementary school, and you may not be able to tell yet, but I'm sure you can now. That spine has gone through the ringer. Yes, so there you go. And that answers all of the questions. So I think I've got like 3 no's, which is still pretty good. Oh my gosh. If anyone creates an book challenge, please send it to me because these are so much fun. And if you want to do this video on your channel, please do. And then send me the link so I can watch you do it. Oh my gosh. So much fun. Alright, that is where I am going to leave it for today. The next video that is coming out will fulfill my promise that I made to you guys at the beginning of the month. So I'm gonna just tell you what it is. Come closer, come closer. it's going to be another booktuber, celebrating booktuber video. Oh, yes it is, my third one. It's coming up next, alright? So if you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button as well as the notification bell, ding, so that you can be notified every single time I do upload a video. But in the meantime, that is where I am going to leave it, letting you guys go with peace, blessings, and so much love. I post videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and I'll see you again soon. Mwah. Thank you so much for watching. Be kind, love one another, and spread that sparkling energy all throughout the universe. And until next time, happy reading!